Hey 49er fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports. Before we start today's video, I was just told that nearly 60% of the guys, me, aka you, who watch my videos here on the 49ers Report are not actually subscribed. So if you're one of the 60%, that's a big number, who are not subscribed to this channel but still like watching the channel, why not just subscribe? That way you don't miss out on any of our latest 49ers news and rumor videos. So one final time, hit that subscribe button, go down below, and then you go ahead and get access to all of our content and help us out as well. All right, let's jump into the latest 49ers news and rumors, starting with the breaking news today, and this is good stuff. Ian Rappaport is reporting the 49ers have signed K'Waun Williams. Let's go. I wanted him back so badly, and of course happened just a couple of hours ago. Here are the tweets from Rap Sheet. We'll start with his first tweet, and that says 49ers quarterback K'Waun Williams, who recently visited the Chiefs, is expected to sign with the 49ers, source said. And then he quote tweeted it, as you see, and it says, quote, "The return to San Francisco was always possible. Now it's reality for the versatile DB. K'Waun Williams gets a one-year deal." At the time of filming this, of course, we do not know the exact money. I'm sure that will come out, probably by the time you watch this, but I'm sure it's not that expensive. It's a one-year deal, but this is fantastic news. It's kind of fun that the Chiefs now have tried to woo multiple 49ers over to the dark side, over to the AFC, and of course, Trent Williams was them, and he went and had dinner with them, and then, said, peace out, I'm going to be a 49er, and now, of course, K'Waun Williams, who met with the Colts, is coming back as well. The versatility of Williams is so important, and I don't even really care how much money they went ahead and gave him, because I think the slot cornerback spot is crucial in the National Football League, because most teams go ahead and put 3 or 4 wide out there, and if you can't guard, the best receiver in the slot, you're going to struggle and get ripped apart. And Williams, in my opinion, has been one of the best nickel cornerbacks in the NFL over the past couple of seasons. And we saw what happened last year when he wasn't there, right? Only played in 8 games. He dealt with some injuries. That's probably why he only was able to sign a one-year deal with San Francisco. But when he's in there, he makes a massive, massive impact. And it shows just how important it is to go ahead and, like I said, have a slot cornerback that can be right up there with some of the best wide receivers who play in the slot or who get moved to the slot to go ahead and create mismatches. He was great in 2019. He showed that he's a starting caliber cornerback. 2 picks, 51 tackles, 4 forced fumbles. The guy is a beast, and like I said, I'm just shocked how many guys they can go ahead and re-sign. They're getting everybody back. They're getting the band back together, and that's great news for all 49er fans, in my opinion. Here's the deal. The secondary is ready to rock now. The secondary is, it's basically good to go. Ward, Tart, you talk about the 2 cornerbacks they signed in, Verrett and Mosley, and now Williams on the inside. I'll be surprised if they draft somebody at number 12, and that's going to be something to keep an eye on. But the fact that they are getting the secondary ready to go in 2021 shows me, 1, that they are, like I said, ready to rock and make another chance, not only a run at the NFC West, but a run at the Super Bowl. And 2, they're very confident in the internal guys that they already have. If you see, they signed everybody who they already had on the roster. They re-signed Verrett, and they re-signed Tart, and they re-signed Ward, and they re-signed Ward last year. They re-signed Mosley, and now Williams. This shows that they like what they had and are bringing back some continuity, so you don't have any sort of worry about some sort of new cornerback trying to learn the new system and then get his feet wet early and then struggle early on and then finally figure it out. None of that should be an issue. This depth chart should go ahead and be good to go. Again, I'm just surprised that they are able to re-sign all of these guys. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are having a heck of an offseason, a heck of a free agency period, and you got to just kind of tip your cap and clap and say, you guys are killing it, right? You guys know more than we do. I said they wouldn't be able to sign this many players. They have. I was wrong. They were right, and honestly, I'm pretty happy that I was wrong about this, because bringing back Williams is extremely exciting. Okay, what is your level of confidence in the 49ers secondary? Right now, based on what you see, I'm not saying they won't for sure still draft a cornerback. Maybe they do. Like, you trust Emmanuel Mosley? I don't know. But it feels like this is going to be your starting caliber cornerbacks and your starting entire DB depth chart going into the 2021 season. And honestly, if this is it, I'm very confident. I feel very good about this. I would say I'm at a 7 or an 8. Not at a 10, because it's not like they're signing, a bunch of, Darrelle Revises out there, but still, I feel great about how the cornerbacks are looking right now. I feel great about the 49ers secondary. I want your thoughts and level of confidence right now down below, but I'm at a 7 or an 8 right now, and that to me is a lot higher than what it was last year when they dealt with all the injuries. They can stay healthy. This cornerback group and this entire DB group is looking pretty darn good, and I am pumped about that. All right, let's go and jump into some more 49ers news and rumors here. And this one's kind of a bummer. Kerry Hyder, who I was holding out hope the Niners could go ahead and re-sign, even though I think we all kind of knew he wanted too much money. But he signed with the Seattle Seahawks yesterday. And you're like, man, couldn't you just go somewhere else instead of staying in the division? But nope, Hyder has to go ahead and play for our hated division rivals on a 3-year, $16.5 million deal. Well, you see why the Niners did not bring him back, because that is a lot of money for a guy who, I mean, deserved it. And he hinted that he wanted to go ahead and make some big boy money. And so he went and tested the market. Niners probably made him an offer that wasn't good enough, not reported, but I'm just guessing. And then he goes ahead and signs with the Seattle Seahawks. This does make the Samson Ebukam signing last week look pretty good and make more sense. Like, sees why they went ahead and signed him versus Kerry Hyder. They probably knew Hyder was going to be too expensive, but they still wanted to go ahead and bring in somebody to fill in his rotational DN pass rusher role. Either way, though, losing Hyder to Seattle still stinks, because I think the guy was really, really good last year, 7.5 sacks. I talked about how I wanted to go ahead and try and bring him back just because I want to reward these guys who aren't expected to be great, who turn out to be great with second contracts, to go ahead and show the rest of the young players that if you play well, you'll come back here in San Francisco. Again, too expensive. I understand that. I think he's a great player. Best of luck to him. I just really wish he didn't go to Seattle, because now you got to play him twice a year, and it's just, you don't want to help Seattle out in any way, and so I guess congrats to Hyder, but it does stink that you lose his, 8.5 sacks, not 7.5 sacks, 8.5 sacks this past year, which was very impressive, minus Nick Bosa. Okay, Niners Nation's write-up, I think, kind of puts the bow all around this story right now, saying, quote, Hyder was a fine player and came with less projection as Ebukam. He's never been a full-time pass rusher, but doesn't have the versatile upside, or the upside or versatility of Ebukam. Ebukam had a higher sack and pressure percentage than Hyder did this past season. Ebukam's pressure percentage was 2 full percentage points higher than Hyder's. That's not to take anything away from Hyder, who earned his contract as he found ways to produce alongside a banged-up 49ers defensive line. I don't know if I'd agree with that. Ebukam projects to be better. I think Hyder produced a lot more last year, and so I would rather have had Hyder, but what are you going to do? The main focus, though, for 2021 is Nick Bosa. Like, Bosa is the focus for 2021. I know they got the Dee Ford is going to come back. We'll talk about that, and obviously bringing up a guy like Ebukam and losing a guy like Hyder. All of that does not matter if Bosa is not healthy. If Bosa is healthy and ready to go, the rest of these guys are going to be great, and it honestly doesn't really matter who the other pass rusher is opposite of Bosa, because they're going to get plenty of one-on-one opportunities and plenty of chances to go ahead and get sacks, because Bosa is going to get a vast majority of the double teams. And so, honestly, again, Hyder leaving stinks. I wish he would not have gone to Seattle, but it's really not a big deal overall, because they addressed it with Ebukam, and they have a lot of other young pass rushers, including a guy like Javon Kinlaw, obviously Eric Armstead, and Dee Ford, who hopefully can start to produce a little bit more based on the fact that Nick Bosa is going to go ahead and come back. And if Nick Bosa is at 100%, as I keep saying, this defensive line will be top 5 in the National Football League, right back where it was as early as, obviously, the 2019 campaign. How many sacks do the 49ers will have in 2021? Give me just a random projection. It's got to be more than 40 plus, right? I think the leaders in the National Football League last year had 50 plus. I should have looked this up. I'm blanking on it right now. But it's got to be more than 40. It's got to be a lot. And I think right now, with the way they're building the secondary, hopefully going to be looking pretty good this year. If the pass rushers are teeing off and getting quarterback hits and getting quarterback sacks, this is going to go ahead and be a really, really great 49ers team and a really great 49ers defense, and I'm pumped for Hyder to get his pay and his contract, but I'm focusing again on Bosa coming back on obviously the entire 49er defensive line. So again, go down below and predict how many sacks you think the 49ers are going to go ahead and have in 2021, and it's got to be at least more than 40. If they have less than 40, then that means they didn't play very well and the defensive line was trash, and I don't think that's going to go ahead and be the case. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the 49ers Report for the latest 49ers news and rumors all off season. Again, not just free agency. We get the draft coming up here pretty soon. And so make sure you guys are subscribed to the 49ers Report. Go down below and hit the bigger subscribe button. As we said, 60% of you guys who watch these videos are not subscribed. And so make sure you guys are subscribed by going down below. All right, it is mock draft time right now, and not just any sort of mock draft. It's Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, really, he's the main ESPN mock drafter, if that's even a word, and he has his latest one out, which to me is very interesting regarding the San Francisco 49ers. So, let's see what he has the Niners doing by starting with the top 5. You notice, no 49ers. Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence. Jets, Zach Wilson. Panthers, Justin Fields. And 4, Falcons, Trey Lance. That means 4 of the top 5 quarterbacks are gone inside the top 5, meaning that obviously the 49ers did not trade up. Most likely did not get a quarterback. Bengals taking Kyle Pitts. That to me is is very interesting. I mean, that's going to be curious if that's going to happen. And of course, moving on, he has Eagles taking Jamar Chase, Lions taking Devontae Adams, Dolphins taking Jalen Waddle because they of course traded back with the Carolina Panthers. The Vikings traded up for Penei Sewell, and that leads us to the 49ers coming up in just 1 second. But it's interesting. This mock draft shows the 49ers are not going to trade up, but I think this also shows that the 49ers will have competition if they do want to trade up for a quarterback because you're competing with guys like obviously the Carolina Panthers and guys like the Detroit Lions and possibly even the Broncos and Patriots and maybe even teams like the Washington Football Team. There are going to be other teams. They're going to try to go ahead and trade up for quarterbacks, and so this mock draft shows you what it would look like if the 49ers fail to trade up or don't want to trade up. Other teams will take advantage of that and go ahead and take the quarterback of their choice. So, without further ado, though, let's show you where Mel Kiper has the 49ers going. He has them staying at 12 and taking a cornerback. So you see Patrick Surtain off the board at 10. Bummer, I wish he would have fallen. And then the Giants taking Kwity Paye, the best pass rusher in this draft. Not really a bummer. I don't think the 49ers go pass rusher based on some of their recent signings. He has the 49ers staying at 12. Now, that means that there are a couple of options at number 12, and some of the guys left on the board are Caleb Farley, Rashawn Slater, Gregory Rousseau, the pass rusher, Micah Parsons, a linebacker, and Mac Jones. I already spoiled it, but they did not take Mac Jones here. They did not take a quarterback in this mock draft, which is why we're looking at it right now. But Jones does come off the board later on at 15 to New England. He has, without further ado, the 49ers taking Caleb Farley at number 12 overall. So, no trading up, no offensive player, no quarterback, none of that. He has them staying put and taking the best player available. And in my opinion, and his opinion, that is, of course, Caleb Farley, the number 2 cornerback in this draft. He has great upside, all the physical tools, great size, great mind for the game. The only concern is that injuries have been a little bit of an issue, and he had a minor back surgery to repair a herniated disc this past Tuesday, but that really shouldn't affect him going into the 2021 NFL season. I talked about Caleb Farley a lot. I like him. I think he is the second best cornerback in this draft. Some think he's the best cornerback. I still think Patrick Surtain is better than he is, but he played plenty of games over the past couple years at Virginia Tech and has proven to be a very viable option here inside the top 15. And honestly, it makes sense to even look his way if you don't take a cornerback there at 12. We mentioned Slater was available, Rousseau was available, Parsons, Mac Jones. To me, none of those guys make sense. I don't really want Mac Jones because he seems like just, is he better than Garoppolo? I don't really know. But Rousseau, 12 is too high to take him. They don't need Micah Parsons because they're good at linebacker, and they won't really need Rashawn Slater after they went ahead and re-signed a guy like Trent Williams. So left tackle is basically shored up, meaning you got to go with you got to go with a cornerback, and Farley he just has to be the guy. And you've seen the Dia stats on your screen. The guy was a monster last year. I mean, I think the completion percentage thrown at him was 36%, and that is unbelievable. And so, big fan of that. So, this is not a sexy mock draft. This is not a mock draft where you go, wow, look, they're trading up to take Justin Fields, or oh my gosh, look at them moving into the top 10. This is a very safe and simple. Mel Kiper has you staying at 12, taking a cornerback, and then I guess having Caleb Farley compete with the current cornerbacks on this roster, a.k.a. Verrett and Mosley, most likely Emmanuel Mosley. Give me a grade on this Caleb Farley pick if the Niners are going to go ahead and do it. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. I give it a B+ because I think it makes sense, but at the same time, is corner going to be a massive need based on their recent signings? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, 49er fans, before we go ahead and continue, there are a bunch of deals on t-shirts right now, specifically 49er t-shirts with our friends at fanaticschatsports.com/49 shirt is the link you need to go. Most of them are up to 65% off, and the good thing is it's not just one t-shirt, it's a wide variety of different 49er t-shirts to get you ready for the warm summer weathers. Get those short sleeves out, sun's out, guns out, right, as they say. Short sleeve, long sleeve, they got V-necks and a ton of different options and different sizes for both men's and women's. Most of them, again, up to 65% off. Chatsports.com/49 shirt. Link will be down below in the description box. They also have the Vineyard Vines t-shirts that have come out recently. Those look pretty darn cool. I didn't know they even made 49er Vineyard Vines t-shirts, but yet here they are, as well as the NFC Championship game t-shirts and the Nick Bosa Defensive Rookie of the Year campaign t-shirt. There's a ton, right? I can name them all, but it'll take forever. We're going to get back to the news and rumors. There's a ton of different options here for the 49ers fans who want to rep the Niners this offseason and into the summer. Chatsports.com/49 shirt is the link, and that will be down below, in the description box. All right, final bit of news here, quickly here, to get you up to date on what's happening with our 49ers. The Niners have restructured Dee Ford's contract yet again. They did it on Monday, and it's saving the Niners like $11.2 million in 2021. So it's really a pay cut in my opinion, for Dee Ford. And it also shows that his new contract is void after the 2022 season, meaning this can be kind of his last shot to prove he's worthy of the money, and then they can just completely cut him and let him go and have no real repercussions. Niners Nation is a good write-up on this, saying, quote, Ford's 2021 cap hit goes from just north of $20 million to a modest $8.9 million. San Francisco is paying Ford a base salary of $4 million while spreading his signing bonus of $4.9 million over the next 3 years, which is yet another way to manipulate the salary cap, which is what most teams are doing based on the fact the salary cap is lower than what they expected. Here's the deal on Dee Ford. People ask me about him all the time. Well, he's going to be a Niner. I mean, this proves it again. That's fine. Maybe he surprises us in 2021. Maybe Dee Ford stays healthy and is the other starting defensive end opposite of Nick Bosa and balls out, and we all go, wow, there's the Dee Ford we were hoping to have. However, I don't think that's going to go ahead and be the case, but I'm glad that they went ahead and reduced his contract number because he was way too expensive for not producing hardly anything over the past couple of years. Quick other news here. We're going to go just blaze through this quickly. Jordan Willis re-signed with the 49ers. He played in 9 games last season. It's a 1-year cheap deal. 13 tackles, 2.5 sacks, another rotational pass rusher to throw into the mix. Fine with that. Cheap, right? You know, you got to fill 53 roster spots, and so Willis coming back is great and fine. And they went ahead and re-signed Zach Kerr as well to a 1-year deal, who again will be a depth guy. Played in 13 games last year and produced 2 sacks as well. Wow, I mean, I'm out of breath. A lot of 49er news and rumors here on a Wednesday. Just getting crazy in the 49ers report. But we're up to date and covering it as you know we do here on the channel. So make sure you guys are subscribed as we have plenty more news and rumor. Mailbag videos, live Q&As are all coming up, as you know, here on the 49ers report. For Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott. We go ahead and sign off. Stay safe out there. Enjoy the rest of your day.